Well, hello. You are hiking with Jenny on the Appalachian Trail. Today is day 63, and I just left the stealth campsite on top of whatever hill or mountain this is, getting a slightly earlier start than usual. But I'm trying to beat the heat today because it's supposed to get into the 80s, and I don't want to be hiking uphill in 80s. So I mentioned yesterday that I have a big climb today, and I think it's like mostly the beginning half of the day that I'll be climbing. So I'm hoping to get all that done early, and then once it gets hot, I haven't looked too far ahead, but I don't think there's as much climbing later on. So I don't know how many miles I will make it today, but I'm going to just take it as it comes and see where I end up. I'm not too worried about mileage because I know that I'm just 27 miles away from Glasgow, where I will be staying at a hostel. So however I can split that mileage up over the next couple days is whatever works. So the next couple days, of course, are both going to be hot, and I am silk blazing because no one has come through here yet, and probably will be doing this until I get to that first shelter that I didn't make it to yesterday. Good news is I have pretty much downhill to get there. So downhill to start, then we start climbing. I've been smelling something that smells kind of like men's cologne, and I think I figured it out. I think it's cedar. So I don't know if there's like cedar trees around, but I keep smelling it. This is the Bryant Ridge shelter. Nice and big. Lovely kind of a wraparound porch here. I didn't have breakfast yet, so I'm making some tea and I'm going to have some leftover fresh grounds for breakfast. I'm about 7 miles into today, and it's hot, but it's not as bad as I was expecting, and the climb isn't as bad as I was expecting because it's not just straight up. It's like it'll go up a little bit, then it'll level out a bit, maybe go down, and it'll go back up, and so on and so forth. And it looks like it's going to kind of continue that pattern for a while. We've got Apple Orchard Mountain that we're ultimately trying to get to the top of, and that is in 4 miles. And according to Far Out comments, there should be a place that you can plug in electronics to recharge up there. So I'm hoping I can kind of top off my batteries there, and that'll be enough to get me through till I can get into town tomorrow night. I read good things about the Black Rock Overlook on Far Out, so I'm gonna check it out. It's nice. Still climbing up Apple Orchard Mountain. Got about 0.6 left to the summit, and it's okay. It's just it's slow going. Just up and up and up and up. Thankfully it's not as hot as it was forecasted to be, but it is still upper 70s, so it is still hot. Just plugging away. Got my audiobook on, so that's been helping to distract me. And I'm drinking a lot of water today because I am sweating it out. Finally made it to the summit of Apple Orchard Mountain. And somewhere there's a building where you can plug in. So I'm gonna look for that and take a break, eat something. I'm sitting on top of a mountain by a radio tower, charging my devices and cooking dinner like the hiker trash that I am. Well, that was a nice break. I was able to get my phone mostly charged, my camera half charged, and my battery bank a little bit charged, but it'll be enough to get me through to tomorrow evening sometime whenever I happen to get to the hostel. It is currently 5:15. I think I'm just gonna go to the next shelter, which is Thunder Mountain Railroad Shelter, and I think I'm just gonna call it a night there. Seems a little hazy out, but you can see a little bit of a view out there. This is the guillotine. See, there's like a rock precariously balanced between two other rocks. It looks really scary, but I'm sure it's fine. Well, it's not coming down. It's wedged in there pretty good. So happy to see a bear box. Just made myself some hot cocoa. This is the last of the packets that Froggy gave me. It's really hitting the spot right now. It got a little chilly, actually. I was surprised. At Thunderhill's shelter, there's only one other man here, and he's a southbounder. So I really think I am in some sort of dead zone where there's nobody. So that's just weird for me. But I am going into town tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see people there, because that's usually where people tend to congregate. I'm in my hammock early tonight, because there's just so much daylight in the day, and because I already had my dinner earlier, that saved a bunch of time. So put my food in the bear box. Just been chilling out. I'm going to do some editing, so it'll be good to catch up on that. Just doing my ankle exercises and hanging out. Only got 14.6 to go tomorrow, and then I'll get picked up and go to Stanimals. So it'll be nice to get in town, take a shower, do laundry, all that stuff. That's how I'm doing my stretches in my hammock with my hoodie. I can do all of the exercises in my hammock except for the one where you actually need to tie the band to something. I haven't figured out a good way to do that one yet. I think you could probably tie it to like a thin tree or something, or maybe a post in the shelter. I just haven't bothered trying that out yet. But for now, like, I think the side to side ones are probably the most important. Anyway, they seem to help with my stability more. This is kind of hard to do right now. 40-degree quilt has been working out. It's hasn't gotten below like 50s lately, so it's plenty warm. The breeze does make it feel a little cooler, but even then it's enough. I still have my 20-degree underquilt, so I think that helps too. I thought about switching to my 40-degree, but it's a 3/4 length, and I found that lately I've been sleeping on my back more, and I've really appreciated having the full-length underquilt for that, because then I stretch out my feet and my feet don't get cold. So if it's like down in the 40s, I found like still get cold if I'm stretching out. So I thought I would keep it for a little while longer. And I'll probably switch to my 3/4 length when it starts, like, when the lows are like not going below 50. Thank you for watching and happy trails.